We are back talking rumours as always, and today is action-packed. I'm talking plastic Custodes, potential new Chaos Knights that have been hinted at. I also want to talk about Space Marines as well, as we normally do on this channel. We've just got the preview article that shows off the new drop pods. Are we going to get Codex Space Marine 2.0? We'll have to jump in, we'll have to look at it a little bit closer, because something has to happen on the horizon. And I'm also hoping that this is one of two videos that I'm doing today, because I'm hoping that Games Workshop give us another Black Templar tease. So let's jump in and let's get waffling. Please remember that rumors are rumors. I have to say this every time because people think rumors are indeed facts. We'll only know if anything that I'm talking about is true when GW actually do an announcement over on their social media feeds or announce it at a reveal show. So please remember, rumors are rumors. Everything is a lie. And on that note, let's start with something that I've been absolutely bombarded with, and that is Custodes. What is coming with the Custodes? Plastic Custodes, new Custodes? What is happening with that range? This is mainly focusing around the Horus Heresy aspect, because we did get a tease of potentially new Custodes in plastic coming with the Horus Heresy. That happened with the big reveal show when they announced Saturnine 2.0 officially. We got a bunch of teases at the end of that. Now, I've been saying for absolute months, probably around 5 to 6 months now, that a big rumor I heard is potentially there is going to be a brand new Custodes box set. And that Custodes box set, if the whispers are to be trusted, is supposed to be featured on the War in the Webway. A Webway featured box, probably going to be maybe plastic demons or demons of the Ruin Storm or something inside of there. Maybe it's just going to be fully Custodes. That's just pure, my speculation at this moment in time. But that is a whisper that I did hear. Now, I'm not saying that that box set is happening or anything like that. It's just something that has been treaded through the whispers of the warp for a very, very, very long time now. Something that does make sense with that box set, though, is that if you look at the launch of the Horus Heresy system, they're putting out all of the books, the new AdMech book, the Space Marine books and stuff and everything like that. But the only books they're not putting out, and they said we're just going to wait on, is the Custodes stuff, the Sister of Silence stuff. And I'm wondering somewhere in my head, are they doing that for a reason? Are they doing it because potentially they're going to be launching a big box set alongside the big Custodes installment when it finally arrives to the Horus Heresy and a bunch of new plastic models? Now, when it comes to giving us new plastic Custodes models, I really think they have a pool to choose from. Just look at the range that they've got at the moment. They've got the tanks, they've got the flyers, special characters, special units, the bolter guys, the flying guys. There's so much potential there. The dreadnoughts that they can all make plastic. I do think that box set, if it turns out to be true, if it actually is made, that we will probably get plastic dreadnoughts, maybe like a Telemon in plastic, maybe like the Grav tanks in plastic, maybe one or two variants of them come in plastic, maybe the Terminators for Horus Heresy, maybe they'll go plastic. Like I said, there's so many bloody options they can go down with that road. One thing I have heard, and I've been yapping about for years and years and years, that I want to add to this conversation, that I've heard that Games Workshop wants to phase out resin products. All resin products, from like Marine characters to Primarchs all the way up to Titans. And I think this is why we've been hearing so much things about potential plastic Titans, potential plastic Primarchs and stuff, etc, etc. I'm not saying it's going to happen within the next year, the next 5 years, maybe not the next 10 years, but what I have heard is that they want to get rid of resin products at Games Workshop. And moving on to Chaos Knights, with the launch of the brand new Chaos Knight Codex, there's been a lot of talk, there's been a lot of speculation about potential new Chaos Knights which could be coming out in the future. This is taken from the actual brand new Codex where they mention a bunch of new Chaos Knights. I put the image up in the background right now so we can all read from it. Massive shout out to a chap called CJ on my Discord for sending me this. As the image states in the background, it says, have proven to be unstable and degenerate or else destroyed, to last be horrified foes, others such as massively upgunned War Dog Decapitators or the stealth capable War Dog Iron Wraith are so resource intensive to create, they are rarely seen. So, yes, they're rarely seen, but potentially Games Workshop giving us brand new names for brand new Chaos Knights, which I do think one day we'll see walk upon the battlefield. Yes, we all know we got the brand new Chaos Knight with this launch, but they've definitely now started to open the door to more and more units being added to that Chaos Knight range. I'm moving on to the Space Marine stuff because there's a lot of talk about Space Marine 2.0 now, because potentially I thought it was coming out in August. I don't see that coming out in August. The rumors seem to be true that July for Space Wolves has happened. We've just got the pre-order article that did mention the brand new drop pod, which I'll get onto in a second. So it's looking like those rumors can be trusted, where in August we're going to get Templars, and we're also going to get Grey Knights with their releases. Maybe October is going to be the month where we do now finally get that big push on all the brand new Space Marine stuff. But let's not forget, we still have Leagues of Votann, and we still have the Dark Eldar. At this moment in time, I'm hearing absolutely nothing, well, nothing that I can base some wild speculation on. I heard a while ago that potentially a new character and a new vehicle, but those rumors just fizzled away like the dodo. For the Dark Eldar, as we've discussed so many times before, Lady Malice basically got leaked by Games Workshop, and I've been saying now that there's supposed to be a multi-part Archon coming for that army. But yes, the big refresh on Dark Eldar, as we discussed last week, is supposed to be happening in 11th edition. What that big refresh is, your guess is as good as mine. But let's focus on the Space Marine stuff, because Codex 2.0, as I've been waffling on about, I think that book is going to happen, because the rumors that I've been hearing about is like we're going to get a brand new Combat Patrol that is for the Imperial Fist, a brand new Combat Patrol for the White Scars, a brand new Combat Patrol for the Salamanders, a bunch of new characters, a White Scar jet bike, brand new character, Vulcan Hestan is supposed to be getting a brand new character, Lysander, new model, new Iron Hand, new Raven Guard model. We've yapped about this so many times before, and all that makes sense of going in a brand new Space Marine Codex, because that is where all the rules are found for these potential brand new characters. I can't see Games Workshop giving us free rules. The reason why? Games Workshop don't do that. They love money. They love to get another big whacker wave of money out of their consumers, especially Space Marine players who are literally the whales of Warhammer 40,000. So if they do put it out for free, I'll hold my hands up and say, amazing job, Games Workshop, but I just can't see them doing that. Now, in the pre-order article, they just showed off the brand new drop pods. They're going up for pre-order next Saturday, and something interesting that they put in there, I'm going to put in the background here right now, because there's been a little bit of a complaint about this. It states, the new drop pods are built with doors fixed downwards for easy deployment. I know there's already been a big debate about that, when a lot of people are not happy, myself included, with the extra iconography included for the Ultramarines, Space Wolves, Imperial Fist, Black Templars, Raven Guard, Dark Angels, and Blood Angels. No Salamander decals in there, or no White Scar decals in there. Not even Raptor decals, which they've been pushing down our throat since the start of 10th edition. So yeah, a lot of decals that are not in that set. And finally, it ends with, this kit contains 2 drop pods with an extra pieces of rubble provided to accessorize their legs, because they're not doors anymore. They are now legs. They're walking on the battlefield. So they're going to be coming out on pre-order next weekend. I'm going to be getting some, not as actual drop pods to use in game, because technically what they are now to me, the scenery. I'm just going to put them there just to look cool, maybe painting as Ultramarines, burnt out because they landed and they failed as they normally do. I think one of the big things that we're all talking about at the moment is like, when is the next reveal show? Because there's so much potentially on the horizon. As I've been stating now, all this year, by the end of this year, all the codexes should be out. Maybe the Imperial Knight one early next year, and the problem with that is, apparently the rumor is there's something happened with one of the sprue kits, and that's why that codex got delayed and pushed back to late this year. But hopefully it will be out this year. Then all codexes are out, and that means at the start of next year, the big journey begins then for the release of 11th edition, and we've got to start getting all these brand new narrative campaign books, trailers. The foil will make its big return, just like we did in 9th edition with the Lion being born. What is going to be that big ending to 11th edition? I really want to do a separate video going into that, because there's so much speculation, there's so much foilness to really grasp onto with that storyline and with that narrative potentially. Anyway, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching, as always. If you've got any thoughts, feedback, speculation, theories, anything like that, post it down below, and we'll have a nice little chin wag down there, as we always do. See you now. Have a great day, and bye-bye.